introduction. I'll be making a donation today. Thank you so much, Embry, for that wonderful introduction. You know, I asked Stephanie, how long do I have to talk? And she said, you have about 2 minutes. And I said to myself, a lot of people don't realize during the Gettysburg Address, Lincoln gave a 2.5-minute speech. It's forever memorialized. Well, people don't know who spoke actually before Lincoln. There's a professor, I think, at Harvard by the name of Edward Everett, who gave a 3-hour oratory that was legendary. But not a single word is kind of reported, nobody even knows his name. He's actually known as one of the greatest orators of all time. So I understand that brevity is actually a virtue that's very honored. Thank you so much for this award. When I got the call that Asian Americans Advancing Justice was going to give me the Lifetime Achievement Award, my first question was, I'm only 42. Then I thought about it, and then those of you who follow me on Facebook, I noticed that there's an article on CNN recently saying that Luke Perry, who played one of the characters in 90210, is eligible for AARP membership. Then I realized that I guess I have arrived at that age. I want to talk about one other thing that I want to point out, that many of you, like me, are immigrants, first-generation immigrants. I'm considered 1.5. And if you really think about what I've done, I don't really think I've done anything special except for maybe bringing to light kind of my journey as an immigrant to where I am. But I know my story's not unique. I know each of you have this unique story that needs to be told. And I bring that up because I used to think that the American dream in the United States was a melting pot of cultures, and I don't really believe that anymore. I think we're more like a tapestry, held together through strings and binds of justice and liberty and pursuit of happiness. You have a wonderful name. You have a name for an organization that says Asian Americans Advancing Justice, right? What that tells you is justice is not a constant, a static thing. It's something that needs to be pursued and changes. The bar moves every year, right? So what does that require of us as citizens of the United States? Not just about voting in this presidential election. We have elections every single year. But what that requires us to is to tie another string or knot in that fabric that we call America. Now, I wouldn't be here today without the grace of God and my wonderful family members and the sacrifices made by my parents. And I used to think that when I was growing up, like many folks worked in the family business and did backbreaking work, right? And no vacations, no spring break, everybody has to help. And one of the reasons I went to law school is, oh my God, I'm not cut out for blue-collar work. But the important thing about being a lawyer to me, in the context of justice, is that you were given a power to change society through few words. Just like Lincoln did in Gettysburg Address. You have the power to petition the government, use the power of the government to change the way people live. And to speak to all of you lawyers out there, that's a tremendous amount of power. At the same time, it gives you responsibility of becoming a member of the bar, and the reputation and the prestige that comes along with it was laid by those who came before you in terms of their integrity and their work and the service that they provide. I'll leave you with this, and I'm so thankful of this. Speaking of lifetime achievement and death and obituaries, I noticed that Sutherland is a sponsor of the organization. And I was reading an obituary recently, earlier this year, that struck me as one of their former partners, who was a state senator in the state by the name of Mike Egan. The obituary, he was a Republican state senator from the Atlanta area. And one thing that everybody has spoken about Senator Egan was he was the only Republican who voted to seat the first African-American state elected representative, Julian Bond, right? Talk about civil rights history of Atlanta. And that was a very, very important moment. And he was a member of the bar, and he was a Republican. It didn't really matter, right? He was pursuing justice. He was advancing justice. And I hope that even though I'm 42, when I pass away, that in my obituary, that I have done something in my life that people could point to and say, you know what, he advanced justice. And what I've done, thank you so much for this award. My commitment to you today is that, yes, I received this award, but my work is not done. And I ask you to commit with me that the only way that we're going to move the bar, move the advanced justice for all Asian Americans and Americans in general, is by participating, not just voting, in every aspect of government. You agree?
Yes.